Back with Bobby and JJ Radio. We're focused on maximizing the space in your home today. We spent a little bit of time talking about how to make sure you get your house perfectly clean from top to bottom with Mr. Frank Sanchez of Spotless Angel Cleaning Services. And if you want some more information about him, you go to bobbyandjjradio.com. He's one of our show sponsors, and all of his information and biography will be in there. We're going to shift gears a little bit and talk with Miss Jeana Watts, which is originally from Wisconsin.
Minnesota, same thing.
Yeah, close enough.
Same.
This is her second round on Bobby and JJ Radio. She's an independent consultant for doTERRA essential oils. I've bought some from her, and they worked when I was overseas, by the way. I didn't get sick, so I'm assuming that they worked. She specializes in professional organization, space planning, custom design systems for closets, pantries, as she's been featured in Texas and Home magazine.
I've been planning on going to space.
Yeah, you should do the space planning.
Good luck.
Yeah, so she talks about, propulsion and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. No, first I want to say thank you for being back on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I missed it last time, so I'm glad that I'm here this time to hang out with you. So to talk a little bit about how you got into professional organizing.
I've probably been at it my whole life, but I knew I was really good at it after my dad died, and I got to empty the garage, and it took all summer.
Summer?
Yep.
Wow.
98% of it ended up in the garbage bins in the neighborhood, and people would come by, and I'd let them take whatever they wanted. And I wish he would have done it himself. And so I encourage people to let me help you now so your kids don't have to do this, especially the baby boomers. We're stuck with all the stuff that we didn't want that's been given to us. We're supposed to keep track of it and pass it on to the next generation, and they don't want it either, and the grandkids really don't want it. So let's deal with it.
So I have a in-law, two in-laws actually, because it's a father and mother. My father-in-law's been... He's been everything. He's been a locksmith. He's also been an AC guy.
911 operator.
911 dispatcher. But he has a bunch of stuff. And I read this article, and that generation feels that stuff is important. Mm-hmm. They're not minimalist in any way. They feel that,
more is better.
More is better, and everything has a value. And we always told, hey, Dad, you really need to get... this done before anything happens, or we move you, because this is just not acceptable. Like, it's just too much stuff.
I like to encourage people with gentleness, compassion, a lot of humor and hugs and laughter, whatever it takes. I like to encourage them to pretend they're moving.
Well,
and maybe even move.
How are you able to help people get organized?
I come in and work in 4-hour bites. We start anywhere. Mm-hmm. Start on the edges, start in the middle. Actually, one of the best places in Marie Kondo's book, it's a bestseller worldwide, it's called The Magic Art of Tidying. She recommends starting with clothing because you can emotionally make decisions about clothing one at a time. Everything comes out of the closet, you pick it up, you touch it and say, do I love it? Does it bring me joy? And you trust your heart to make decisions rather than your head, because your head will say, I have to keep it. It means this, it means that. I'll wear it someday, or I've used it, or so-and-so gave it to me.
Like a parka, for instance, in San Antonio. You don't need a parka.
Right, doesn't make sense.
Right, I get it.
And so you ask your heart. Then you move on to the books. Then she has layers of
Bobby
organizing.
only has pop-up books, because that's all he can read.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep my attention.
They're beautiful. Pass them along. Kids need them. Yeah. Kids want them. And you're only the keeper of it for now. Nothing is truly yours. It's temporary. Mm-hmm. It will belong to someone else eventually. Why not let it go? Because it'll give you more energy. You'll feel better. You come into a house that's been staged and you feel it. You walk in and you say, oh, this feels great. I love it. That's because there's not a bunch of stuff in the way. It's about the energy, quantum, vibrations, all that good stuff that makes up the universe. And the stuff slows it down. And especially all the feelings around the guilt of hanging on to stuff that doesn't serve you and that you don't want and you don't use.
Sure. And I know it's a rough estimate, but how long does this stuff usually take, for you to go and meet a client and then go all the way through?
What's your average?
I like to work in 4-hour bites. It might be once, and some people get it and they go, I can do it now. I just needed a jump start. Mm-hmm. Other people will have me back. One client has me back every 3 months, and we fine-tune things, and she can keep it going in between. Some people, it's 4 hours every week or every month, and it's amazing how once you get started, it's rolling. It's inertia can work against you because something that's in if it's stationary, it wants to stay stationary. But also, if you get something moving, it wants to keep moving, and that is energy. Once we start anywhere, it affects everything. You tug on a spider web, the whole thing bounces.
Well,
So start
yeah.
anywhere. Start in the kitchen, start in a junk drawer, start in the closet, start in the garage, the pantry, the refrigerator.
I've noticed that people get very emotional when they have to do this. I've seen on TV
Yeah.
where they just, they start to cry. They can't do it. Has anybody stopped you once you got started? Like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this.
Yes, we cry and we hug, and then we get back at it.
So, Bobby, you wouldn't be really good at this. at
I
all?
don't. No, I'm the opposite. I don't like things. I don't like. I like very minimal. I just whatever I need and that's it. Other than shoes, if it's shoes, yeah, I got way too many of those. But other than that, very minimal.
A quick takeaway before Jeana. Why is it you feel it's so important to do this?
It sets people free. People are so attached. And when we can set them free in one area, which includes their stuff, it's a big, big area. It affects everything. It affects their health, their families, their relationships. And it's a loving service that I can provide.
That's awesome. What's the best way for people to get a hold of you?
I have a Thumbtack
Sure.
profile online.
Sure.
Thumbtack. Go to thumbtack.com and find me there under professional organizing. Also, you can call me at 210-998-9961. I'm Jeana Watts, Jeana Megawatts.
Give me that number one more time.
210-998-9961.
Thank you so much, Jeana, for coming by again. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk about my favorite topic when it comes to style is Feng Shui. So do not touch your dial.